Hello ladies and gentlemen, the Game for the Grave here, and welcome back to Age of Wonders Planetfall. Now, I'm doing this quite late at night, so apologies in advance for, well, how quiet and tired I'll probably sound. But, yeah, I've not really had much free time today, so this was the only time I had that I could, record. But, regardless, I'm gonna get back into this. I know it's been a while since I've done this, but I uploaded the first video to see how people would feel about it and such, and then I wanted to get Ace Combat 7 done, just over with, because there were only a couple of missions left, so I actually filmed them sort of in bulk, the last couple, just so I could get it out of the way, and then I could upload them regularly every day, just in case I was busy and such. Then I wouldn't have to record for a little while. And then obviously I've been uploading them regularly and such, and now we've gotten to this point where we've finished that, we're moving on. Now, like I said, I will be starting a new series. I've said that on one of the other Ace Combat 7 episodes, the next one, but I'm just going to upload a few more of these and such on occasion as well, just to see what people's responses are, and if anyone is interested in it. 'Cause of course, if no one wants to see it, then obviously I'll stop doing it. But I have a feeling at least some people will be interested. This is a turn-based strategy game, sort of like Civilization, but with a lot of different factions and stuff, so it's quite interesting. So I'm sure some people will like to see it, and just sort of in general, I think it's an interesting game with a lot to do and stuff, and you can create your own games and such. You don't have to just do the campaigns as well. But yeah. So yes, the next series I'll be starting probably in a day or so, keep an eye out for that. Will actually be, I'm just gonna say it's like an anime game. So if you prefer more realistic looking stuff, or perhaps strategy games like this, then it'll probably not be for you. But I will be uploading a few of these still if people are interested in it, of course. So don't fret if you want to see this stuff instead. I'll still be uploading it. I'm just saying that, I will still be doing that because, I like to have a bit of variety, I suppose, on the channel, because everyone, like I said, has preferences. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. There'll be some people who don't like those kind of games and don't particularly want to see it, but then again, there'll be those kind of people who do like it and do want to see it. And so yeah, I do want to have a sort of variety, I suppose, in what I do, because everyone has preferences, of course, and like I myself, I do enjoy those types of games, so that's why I'm doing them, because I enjoy them. I enjoy playing them, so of course making videos will be fun for me, whereas if it was something I didn't enjoy, then I wouldn't be very happy about it, and that, which is the problem, because if I'm going to record a game, it's going to be a game that I enjoy, and of course I like to hear other people's suggestions on what they'd like to see, but of course at the end of the day it's my decision what I do, because I'm obviously going to be the one recording it. If I don't enjoy the game, I'm not going to waste my time on it, because we're not going to get anywhere. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. If you want to see that, then look out for it in the next day or two, and if you don't, I'll still be uploading this, so don't worry if that's not really something you're interested in, because I'll still be doing this. So, and I've done plenty of other videos in the past, so I'm sure you can find at least something to watch to tide you over, I suppose. And I also mentioned a while ago, I think, when I was doing an XCOM stream, that I will be getting War of the Chosen and doing that, because I did do XCOM videos, but I stopped them, mainly because I sort of stopped so much enjoying playing it, but also because some people weren't very interested in it. But now that my channel's got a little bigger since then, and I'm uploading more regularly, I can do it more regularly, but also because War of the Chosen adds so many different things to it that it'll definitely be more interesting for me to play as well, so many stuff I haven't looked at. So yeah, anyway, enough of that, and let's get back to the game we're actually supposed to be playing. So anyway, yeah, we've come over here and there's an Empire Trooper. Stop, hold it right there, filthy renegades. Return to your hovels immediately and we won't have to put you down like dogs. What is this madness, soldier? Is that how the returning crew of a sleeper mission is welcomed home these days? Step aside, let me talk to your superiors. A sleeper mission? Impossible. There are no more ships arrived from the void. Don't lie to me. Ruby Squad, Emerald Squad, Sapphire Squad, you're all madmen. You know what? We'll let you speak with the prefect. He'll show you how to deal with traitors. It's hard to believe these wretched creatures were once proud Star Union citizens. I always felt that Paragon were gone too far with their cybernetic enhancements, but this? Are they even still human? And what about calling us renegades? Have their brains gone rotten as well, or is there something more to this? Time to talk to their prefect. Vanguard Central Command will know what is going on. In the meantime, we should keep our eyes open for the commanders of the Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire Squad they mentioned. They could be trouble.
Objective completed.
So we've met the Paragons now, and they've got a new quest to meet the leaders of the squads mentioned by the Paragon soldier, as there are obviously other factions on this planet. And then we have the mission to appease the Paragons, so prove our good intenders by getting a better relationship with them, which is quite simple honestly. They'll occasionally ask for resources and stuff which you can give them, or they'll ask you to take out a squad or something that'll appear somewhere on the map, and you can do that, or you can just, you know, just not upset them, I suppose. And eventually over time, occasionally giving them resources and such, you should get there. Sometimes they'll ask you to research things, and that just happens over time as well. You don't even have to do anything really. So yeah, but anyway, we need to go over to the port here to rescue Tapples. Very low risk, it's a pretty easy battle, so hopefully our men will survive. Yes, they all did, that's good. I don't mind so much on losing health, because the good thing about this is that they regen over time, so you wait a couple of turns and they'll be up to full health again. It's just I don't like losing them, especially in a battle where realistically we should have the advantage. And I do like to do auto combat instead of fighting myself, because it's quicker. I'll only fight if I have to. Especially when you're fighting yourself, sometimes you can get really unlucky, make stupid human decisions. Anyway, so Tapples, Bleep Beep. The robot euphorically jumps from Daojiang to Sofia Belarusia, slewing its antenna with excitement. Come here, Tapples. Now there's a good boy. Though you have to promise you'd never run away like that again. Just look what you got us all into. Looking around actually may be worthwhile on this occasion, Lieutenant. Do you remember how all the other ships here have been polished and flagged for our launch down? Now they look like they belonged to a museum or deconstruction hangars on Gartia 20. Almost makes me feel like a living ghost. Speaking of ships though, we have to double our efforts to find the alien ship we chased down from orbit. It will be better to get on their tracks before they can prepare any nasty surprises. So now we need to locate the alien vessel we saw upon arriving to the planet. And now we also have Tapples. Yay! Isn't he cool? And he's also special, he's an army commander, he's not just like a regular troop. Because there are pug units in the army, but he's a special one, he's Tapples. He's super special and unique. But yeah, he's also like a special unit as well, because obviously you have Lieutenant Dao Sheng here, and then you also have Tapples here. They're both important people to the story. So say Tapples dies, there will be dialogue regarding that down the line, where like Dao mentions about him being gone and such. So it is important you keep him alive, because, you know, he's like an important person. He's someone quite close to Dao. So losing him, obviously, it won't like affect your relationship with her per se, but of course it's sort of sad to lose a comrade, I suppose. And same thing with her. I mean, as far as I'm aware, I think she can die, and I don't mean she's not invincible. I mean that the game won't end if she dies, because there are sometimes you see in the top left where the quests are. Sometimes there'll be one that says such and such must survive because they're an important character in the story. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, but, like, as far as I'm aware, she can't, like, she can die. She won't, like, end the game if she does die, but it must change some things if she does, because she's a pretty important character and has a significant, you know, place later down the line in the campaign. So, yeah. I'm going to try and keep her alive, but if you know what happens if she dies, then let me know. I'd be interested in knowing, because I really don't want to have to find out for myself. I don't want to have to kill her just to find something like that out. But anyway, just end our turn. We have the heavy laser applications. I think I'll get the nanite support. Message from the Paragon, yes, so slay that unit there. A pretty simple request. And it obviously gets our relationship up with them. And now we can set something else to be in production. We've got the combat simulation turn, which grants 3 experience per turn to all units in any stack currently on or adjacent to the colony center hex, which just means this one here where Tapas is, and these ones going around the outside here. Which is sort of fine, I suppose, in terms of you just keep them there and they'll slowly level up, but it'll take a while, and honestly it won't have that interesting of an effect. So that you have the Vanguard Pug unit, but obviously Tapas is a special one, he's not like the others. Let's see. Should I? I think I'll build a colonizer. And then I can, like, put it over here or something. Because it's always good to get 2 or 3 colonies up and running, mainly because then you'll get resources slightly quicker that way, and also you could have more production things, like say you're building an army, and that you can have 3 units building at once and such, like that. So it's just quicker, I suppose, than having to wait for one. But also, obviously, the more colonizers you build, the longer it'll take for each colony itself to level up, because obviously you have to use up some points to build the colonizer. Because if you look, it takes 1 like colonist, so basically it was, you know, if it's like at 5, then it'll go down to 4 and such. So yeah, and then we've got the frontier policy, so now we can get, I think I'll go for area surveillance. It's good to get that, like, deploy a monitor one. It's always useful sometimes, so you can just, like, if you ever go to war with anyone, you can just see a little bit further and make sure they're not attacking you without you knowing. Okay, it's our turn again. You'll notice it's usually our turn pretty quickly, because of course since we can't see the other 3 commanders, because you look at the bottom right under the map, there are like 3 grayed out symbols. There's our one, then there's the one with like a skull. The one on the far right, the black one with a white skull, means the independents, so that's basically the Paragons and any other NPC factions who aren't like their own individual commanders per se. They're just, you know, the NPCs. They don't have a significant play, I suppose. And then the 3 grayed out ones are 3 we haven't met yet, so we will run into 3 more commanders while we're playing through this. And then you can create either alliances with them or go to war with them, and depending on how you take over them, it will change things slightly. But I tend to go for the alliance if possible. If you have to go to war with them, then fine. But if you can get a peaceful resolution, I prefer going down that line, because it could mean you get more allies in the future. So your choices do have some weighing effect on the rest of the game. Say you get different companions and stuff that you wouldn't get before, so more commanders and things, and also you can, you know, just get more friends and stuff, or some quests are easy to complete once you've got someone on your side that you wouldn't have had before. But yeah, anyway, we can take out this one very realistic. There's only 4 of them, and we've got 9 people, because we've got 3 different armies, and that should also get all of them XP as well. So fingers crossed. Okay, so we lost one of the owl units.
Objective completed.
But I'm actually not too bothered about that, because I don't really care. Who treads there in the shadows of my throne, hiding like thieves? Come close into the light. Let me see your faces. Ah, it is you, the one who claimed to have returned through the spatial raft. Tell me, soldier, what was the name and designation of your mission? My name is Sofia Belarusia, commanding officer of the VAS Frontier. We secured the Ketone system deployed to a Typefall cryosleep mission 197 years ago. That being said, and with all due respect, you better have a bloody good reason to treat us like this. 197 years, 58 days and 20 hours ago to be precise. The Frontier seemed like a fine ship back then. Congratulations, Commander, you have passed. So it is true, the void storms have subsided. This is excellent news. I'd invite you all to a celebratory dinner, but as you must have noticed, we're barely sustaining ourselves. I do owe you an apology, Commander. Though you must understand our situation, when the planet lost contact with Vanguard Central Command, it had no means of supplies, soldiers make for bad farmers, and as rations grew short, tensions within the Vanguard began to boil. They split into different parties, the Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire Squad, while at last only few remained loyal to the Paragon. Since then, they have been fighting over food, weapons, resources, laying waste to the planet with experimental Promethean weaponry. They assaulted anyone and raided all other Paragon command posts. We were desperate, but now, with your arrival and the prospect of rejoining the Union, we can truly put an end to this tragedy.
Objective completed.
Bloody hell, a lot of talking. But yeah, now we've got this Paragon unit, this Paragon Guard unit, which is cool. And we can put them into that army, get them up a little more. And then I think I'll put Dapples with Lieutenant Shane just to get their army for a bit, and then I can put them there, and go over here to these resources. Yeah, get that energy, that's cool. Now we have an operator
available for priming.
I'll go for Frontier Survival first. Okay, so move them over there, and then keep them there, and then go over here and see if I can allow them to retreat, because they're pretty weak. Because if you have a big, powerful army and they're pretty weak, this will sometimes happen where they'll just flee, they'll just run away, and you might as well let them go, because you don't get that much from fighting them, and you're just put your units at risk. You can end up losing them by doing that, so it just seems a little stupid if you ask me. Let's head over to the Elysium Parks. And then one time we'll get a colonizer as well. It's nice. Okay, so now we've got a colonizer. If I move them out of this army, and I'll send them on their own over here to the Green Light District, because I just prefer not to have them in an army with other units, because they're more capable of moving on their own. They probably won't get attacked as long as you keep them moving. And they just take up a sort of slot, and it's annoying, so I just prefer to not have them. Yeah, so we're now on the territory of another commander, who's probably over here. Yeah, here we go. Hu Jiang, you might recognize that name. What is this? New recruits? Have you come to prove yourself to the great Hu Jiang and his Emerald Squad? Be strong, be quick-minded, be disciplined. Master your skills and you may yet be chosen to fight in the front lines to retake the Molten Earth Arsenal. Phew, is that really you? I thought I'd never have the chance to meet you as a grown-up. Why did you join the Vanguard? You have a wife and children. How did you survive for such a long time? There were so many questions. And Fang, my dear brother, does this mean you'd still be alive as well? Impossible, my family is dead. If my father was still alive, he would shoot you himself. Tell your squad leader his attempts to trick me into his confidence will be met with gunfire. Oh no, it pains me to see my brother tried to conceal the truth about my cryosleep mission, but this is no lie here. I am truly your father's sister, and I can prove it. Commander, I need your help. There is an interlocking pendant, a sort of family heirloom. My brother's piece is hidden in a repair station. It was our secret. If we can recover it, Hugh will believe us. Seems like I have three options here. I can support Xing Zhang on her search, wait for a different opportunity to convince Hu Jiang peacefully, or use military force to bring this to an end. Now, with this sort of mission, again, I will just sort of you can either defeat him or get an alliance with him. Either way works. Now with this, I would probably help the lieutenant, because she's a nice person, and like I said, she's sort of a friend. You know, she's a part of the family, I suppose, since it's been pretty much 200 years since we were last, you know, awake around here and such, that most people we would have known are gone, so it's sort of a tight-knit community, I suppose, with all of the troops in our squad, although of course it's only the main ones you ever talk about. But yeah, I would always go down the peaceful path if possible, because like I said, it's sort of, there's no need for the violence, and it will probably get you screwed over as well, because the NPCs seem to be able to build a lot more units a lot quicker than you can, or at least they start off with a bigger army or something anyway, So yeah, you've got to be careful when fighting them anyhow, and especially don't make too many enemies, because if you fight several people at once, you're almost certainly going to go down, because you can't fight on all fronts at once, you know. But yeah, anyway, make an assault bike, 4, 5, 6, there we go. That should do for a squad. Area surveillance, then I'll go through the frontier facilities. So yeah, we're gonna get, like, next turn we should hopefully be able to get our next colony built up, and we'll start building up this army as well. So then we'll help out here and we'll get him on our side, then we'll head over this way, because this is where the other squad is. And then down here I believe is the alien ship. Oh no, it's another meet the squad leaders. I guess we can't. It's probably because we haven't found where the alien spaceship is, so we can't obviously find it if we don't know where it landed. But yeah. Okay, we've got this. And then I'll move on to engineering core. Move over to this repair station. Search repair station. Note this pendant of yours is made of tricorium, Lieutenant, because this place looks like it's been wrecked by a horde of angry Trianodon. How can you even be sure that this is where we need to search? For all we know, your brother could have switched working places a dozen times before he resigned. I didn't want to bring this up earlier, but let's just say that my parents were very preoccupied about any family members going missing, so they took some precautions. The pendants, they are more than just mere ornaments. What are they then? Tracking devices? No wonder you never talk about your family. Yes, we could use them to find each other when we landed. I located the pendant from my brother in this position. Last time I checked it was still here, but now it seems to be moving. There are fresh hopperhound tracks. I suspect one of those creatures scavenged our pendant. I remember several incident reports where exterminators found entire collections of shiny objects in a hopperhound burrow.
Objective
So now we gotta go and find it. Just over there though, so it's not too much of a problem. Boop, just hop over. It's a risky battle, so yeah, I think I'll wait and get the other army over here before engaging them, because it seems like a bit of a risk to take. Found colony, then I'll just move these guys back a bit so they're in range of the colony, and then once I've gotten this army built up, I'll, you know, oh, I've got engineers, so then actually I can take one of them off, because we can just put the engineers in the army. Excellent. Frontier facilities, so now we have that, and then I'll go for food production, yeah. Well, that was interesting. Now, I'm gonna end the video here. I know it wasn't very interesting or exciting, but like I said, I'm tired, and also with this game, it sort of takes a while for things to get built up. You know, it's probably more fun for me to play than it is for you to watch, I suppose. But I mean, it's sort of, you just have to be sort of patient, I suppose, with it. Because obviously at first when you're setting up your colonies and stuff, everything moves really slowly. But once you get up, more things will happen, and once you've met all the other factions and stuff, there'll be more quests and things. And this is like the first mission in the game, so obviously its difficulty is very low. Because every mission has its own difficulty rating. You know, from like 1 to, I think it's probably 5, I think. You can set the difficulty yourself as well to easy, medium or hard, but I always play on easy, just for the fact of the missions themselves have difficulty ratings. So if you play the hardest mission in the game on the hardest difficulty, it's going to be extremely difficult, and that it'll just take forever for you to complete it, and you'd probably end up losing a lot of, you know, ground and troops and stuff. So playing on easy, and that makes things simpler, because on the harder missions playing on easy is still hard because they're difficult, you know, so at least this gives you a little bit of an edge of, you know, the mission itself is hard, but at least it makes the AI, I suppose, more relaxed. They don't attack you as often and such, unless of course it is a very difficult mission. But anyway, I'm rambling. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you did enjoy this video, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, and that of course. And if you do enjoy it, then of course I'll continue doing it. If not, if you don't really like watching me play a game like this, which is going to be so slow and take forever to do and such, then that's fine, don't worry about it. And these videos will probably be longer anyway, like 40 minutes or so per one, just because that's probably how long it takes to actually get something done. Because if I did like 10-20 minutes, we'd be here for months on end doing this. And I do want to show off the different factions and the different missions missions and campaigns and things. So I may hop between them as well. Like once I've done this, I may do the second one for the Vanguard, or I may go and start another one. And there are also 3 DLCs that the game comes with that I have, which introduce some extra factions, but also some extra missions. They have like their own 2 or 3 missions for their own campaign. It's not that big of an add-on, but you can use those factions in like the multiplayer and the skirmish matches and stuff like that anyway. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much, and goodbye.